So next for you, we have a headliner session on a hugely relevant topic of the future of remote hiring. Here to tell us more, delighted to welcome Jonathan Siddarth, CEO of Turing. Turing uses data science to automatically source, vet, match, and manage remote developers from all over the world. Its mission is to help every remote-first tech company build boundary-less teams. Before starting Turing, Jonathan was an entrepreneur in residence at Foundation Capital. Following the successful sale of his first AI company, Rover, that he co-founded while still at Stanford. In his spare time, Jonathan likes to help early-stage entrepreneurs build and scale their companies. Welcome, Jonathan. Happy to have you here.
Thanks for that warm welcome, Joel. Excited to be here. All right, let's get started. Welcome, everybody. And I'm excited to speak with you about the future of remote work and remote hiring. I'm Jonathan Siddarth, CEO and founder of Turing.com. We're here because the world is flat. We now live in a world where you can work from anywhere. It feels kind of ridiculous that if you are somebody who's looking for a job, your opportunities should be limited by what companies happen to exist 20 miles from where you live. Equally ridiculous for companies is if you're looking to hire amazing people, do you want to hire the best people in the world? Or do you want to hire the people who happen to live near your office? In the last 6 months, we've seen a massive shift in the way we work. We've seen 5 years worth of digital transformation happen in the last 5 months. Lots and lots of companies are making the shift to remote work, including companies like Facebook, Twitter, Google, etc. At Turing, we think that the shift to remote work is particularly acute for software engineering. Because with software engineering, it can be really costly and hard to hire high-quality engineers in tech hubs like the Bay Area, and you have to widen the pool to look beyond tech hubs like Silicon Valley, the UK, or New York. Remote work works really well for software engineering because software teams already know how to work as distributed teams. And with the democratization of a computer science education, there's a large and growing pool of amazing software engineers from all over the world, like with MOOCs like Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, etc., and coding camps like Lambda School. There's a large and growing pool of software engineers. And the way to build tech companies has fundamentally changed. The old way of building a tech company was you'd have a large office and everyone drove to the office and sat right next to each other in a nice coronavirus-friendly setting. Now, the future of work is remote. I predict that in the future, many companies will have a much smaller office hub with a larger distributed team in the cloud. And Turing is creating this new category that we call talent cloud. But there are 3 key obstacles that prevent most companies from going remote. How do you find Silicon Valley caliber talent that's remote? It's easy to find cheap remote talent. How do you find Silicon Valley caliber talent that's remote? Second, how do you ensure that this is the right developer for you? How do you evaluate developers automatically for technical skills, communication skills, fit for remote work, to find that right developer for you? And third, when you found that perfect developer, if you ask people why their remote collaboration failed, you'll find that the #1 reason is communication. The right kind of daily communication, weekly communication, performance management does not happen. And so finding Silicon Valley caliber talent is hard, vetting Silicon Valley caliber talent is hard, and finally, working with a remote developer on an ongoing basis is hard. This is why we built Turing. Turing is creating a new category that we call talent cloud. It's a distributed team of developers, globally sourced from the best labor arbitrage geos. It's a distributed team of developers that's sourced by software, vetted by software, matched by software, and managed by software. And our team has deep expertise in remote work and distributed teams. It comes from Facebook, Google, Stanford, etc. And we've realized that to build something like Turing, you need to do three things. You need to build a scalable way to source and evaluate the world's best developers. You need an automatic data-driven way to match the best developers to the best jobs. And finally, you need to have scalable quality control to control the quality of the collaboration after the match. And Turing today has 180,000 developers from 10,000 towns and cities from all over the world. And Turing customers save tremendously on cost and speed of hiring. With Turing, you can push a button to hire and manage a remote developer instantly. And we also give customers a zero-risk 2-week trial so that if they're not happy with the collaboration, they can stop and the customer pays zero and Turing would still pay the developer. Turing's secret is data science-driven automation. Turing is really three products vertically stacked with each other. It's an automated sourcing and vetting engine, an automated matching engine, and post-match quality control. And today, Turing offers pre-vetted remote developers for a wide variety of technologies, for a wide variety of roles, for a wide variety of seniority levels. We do this by building an automated vetting engine in the cloud. Turing builds what I would call deep developer profiles. Think of this as a high-dimensional vector representation of a developer's strengths and areas for growth. So Turing is automatically evaluating developers for technical skills, communication skills, expertise in specific tech stacks, and soft skills that are specific for remote work. Like remote work requires a lot of proactive communication, proactive unblocking, managing stakeholders, and so on. So we evaluate for that as well. And the output is what I would call this deep developer profile, which is a detailed, comprehensive, continuously updating representation of a developer's strengths and areas for improvement. Once a developer goes through automated vetting, we have a live coding interview with Turing-designed compilers for a variety of programming languages that helps us evaluate developers live to check their real-time coding skills, debugging skills, and so on. The output of Turing's vetting is this deep developer profile, this rich, dense vector representation of a developer's strengths and areas for improvement. And because we do this at scale with tens of thousands of developers, we are able to use data science to figure out which signals correlate with success on the job and which signals don't have any predictive. And once we've matched the developer with the customer, Turing has has tools that enable that the right kind of daily communication, weekly communication, performance reviews happen regularly on the system. We also have automated health checks that detect how well the collaboration is going depending on how productive the developer is. We're able to do this with software and data science versus having humans do project management, making all of this scalable. And Turing also offers developers a virtual machine that lets them code in a secure software development environment, which gives customers security and protection over their IP and gives Turing control over productivity monitoring of the developer. Like we can see, okay, how many commits per day, commits per week did this developer create, and use that as a way to continuously assess productivity. And Turing has native apps for Windows, Linux, and Mac that developers use to stay connected with the customers when they're working as a globally distributed team. Turing has the highest matching automated platform, more than 3 times better in terms of the odds that somebody Turing sends to a customer ends up getting hired for the role. We were recently featured by TechCrunch and The Information. We actually, I'm excited to announce as well that we've recently raised a round of funding to help us keep growing. Turing's trusted by a lot of companies, backed by top VC firms in Silicon Valley. And if you're interested in a way to scale your engineering teams rapidly so that you can ship product faster and not miss a key market window for your company, you can go to Turing.com. You can reach me at Jonathan Siddarth. My email is jonathan@turing.com. And before we go, I thought I'd leave you with one quick overview of Turing.
Tired of fighting with Google to hire top software engineers? Why spend months of time and money competing with big tech companies when you can find the same high-quality talent at the push of a button? Just tell us the skills you need, and you'll be able to start working with your new developer in a matter of days. Our vetting combines automated tests and live interviews to create a more rigorous process than Silicon Valley job interviews. We are also the first platform to vet for soft skills that are important to remote work, so that we can find excellent proactive communicators. Because of that, when you hire Turing engineers, we're matching you with the highest quality candidates from all over the world. And just to throw salt in the new traditional career, hiring through Turing comes with a 100% risk-free 2-week trial. If you stop for any reason, you pay $0. After the match, our software ensures a high-quality collaboration with intelligent time tracking, daily stand-ups, and time zone management, giving you more visibility into remote engineers' work than ever before. Trusted by more than 100 companies and backed by top investors and executives, Turing is the future of work.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Thanks, Jonathan. Great way of wrapping up. Thanks for all the insights about Turing. If you have any questions for Jonathan, please follow him into the networking lounge and speaker Q&A room. The link to that room is going to be dropped now into the session chat on Hopin. Don't forget to try some one-to-one networking via the networking tab, and be sure to add yourself to our WhatsApp group. Simply head over to the sessions area, scan the QR barcode, or enter the lounge and click on the link to join. We're taking a short break now, but we'll be back with you shortly.